Hey filmmakers! Today I'm going to show you the easiest and cheapest way to mount a paper backdrop. Backdrops can come in super handy, and I love using them for all different types of things like product shots, headshots, talking head, and interviews. There's just so many uses for them. But sometimes setting them up can be a total pain in the butt and just take a lot of time. So for me, I used to set all of my backdrops up using 2 backdrop stands and a crossbar, and then I had all cloth muslin backdrops. And if you've ever set those up, you know that they just get so wrinkly and they're difficult to clamp and get tight, and you usually have to iron them out or steam them, and it's just so time consuming. So I wanted to switch over to all paper backdrops and find a way that I can have it set up permanently so that whenever I want to use it, boom, just like that, I can pull it down and be shooting in, a few minutes or less. Now, there are a ton of products out there for mounting paper backdrops, and some that hold multiple rolls and things like that. They get very professional and expensive. So if you have the budget for that, definitely go for it, buy those. But if you don't and you're looking for something that is easy and affordable to do, this is definitely the best way that I've found to do it. The first thing you're going to need is some mounting brackets, and I found these J-hooks from Home Depot. They were super cheap. I think they were less than $7 each, and they can screw right into the drywall or studs, and they can each hold up to 20 pounds, so they work perfectly for this. The next thing you're going to need is a crossbar, and the length of it just depends on the length of the paper backdrop that you need to mount. And I'm mounting one that's just a little less than 5 feet wide. So I'm using actually the crossbar that came with my old backdrop stand. I'm just reusing it because it works perfect for this. But if you don't have one of those, you can actually just pick up a really thick PVC pipe or a metal pipe from like your local hardware store for really cheap, and that will work perfectly. The next part of the process is to actually get the J-hooks mounted to the wall. So I did find this to be the most difficult part just because I'm not great at finding studs behind drywall. So what I did was just measure out 16 inches from the side of the windowsill, because that's typically where studs lie, is either 16 to 24 inches apart. And then I actually just used a very, very thin Allen wrench and just hammered it through the wall to see if I'd hit a stud. And I did. So once I did, I grabbed my drill and I of course marked the spot, and then I marked the spot from the ceiling that I wanted to hang it from. And then I went ahead and just zing, zing, screwed it in to that stud. And then I went to the other side and did the exact same thing. You want to make sure it's level. If you have a bubble level, definitely use that. It's that easy. Just mount both the hooks into the studs and then you're ready to go. All you have to do is grab your crossbar, whatever you decide to use, feed it through the paper backdrop, and then lift it up and drop it right onto the J-hooks, and you're seriously done. I decided to hang it this way so that I could easily pop it off, switch it out with another colored paper backdrop, and then pop it back on. That's why I don't have it fastened into place with any screws or anything like that. So when you're ready to start shooting, it's as easily as pulling down the paper roll and then grabbing 2 clamps and clamping it on each side of the paper roll so that it doesn't continue to unravel more. And then what I do is use 2 more little clamps on each of the corners of the bottom so that it provides some weight to pull it a little bit straighter and get rid of that curl when I'm shooting. You could also pull the paper backdrop down and all the way onto the floor if you want to get those full length body shots. Now, if you're on carpet like me, you're gonna want to lay something down like a piece of plywood so that when you stand on it, it doesn't just totally crinkle and rip up the paper. But if you have hardwood floors or tile, you can skip that step. Now let's talk quickly about lighting your subject and backdrop. What I've done here is put a light directly in front of me and slightly above my head so that I would get nice light on me and some shadows underneath the chin. And then what I did to light the backdrop was I actually have a light just sitting directly behind me and pointed right at the backdrop so that it lights up a little bit more and prevents any shadows from falling onto it. You can of course light your subject and backdrop any way that you see fit, but this is just one simple way to do it. If you want to get creative and change the color of your backdrop, you can simply grab a colored gel and tape or clip it to the backdrop light and then boom, you've changed the color of your backdrop without even switching out the paper roll. Once you're done using your paper backdrop, just remove all the clamps, roll it up nice and tight, and then put a clamp on each end to prevent it from unraveling again. And just like that, it's out of the way, you've reclaimed your space, and it's there for you whenever you want to use it again, like that. Now please share this video with one of your filmmaking friends, and remember to hit subscribe right now. I have a ton more videos coming out on shooting, editing, everything like that. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video.